Now we're golden.
All right, we're trying to get the audio fixed.
Yeah.
If you're on, let us know how it sounds. We'll check at our end, and we're just gonna do a brief recap of day one. Vegas is awesome. It's hotter than hell here. For us being in Minnesota, it's ridiculously warm. It was 93 degrees at 9 o'clock at night when we went and got some food. Good, good. Glad the sound is up. So, recap today was pre-release and just meeting a lot of people.
Yep.
We got Matt 1. This is Matt number 2 from the pre-release. Our first impressions now, there was 900... It was over 900 people for this pre-release.
Yeah.
900 people. Yeah. It was insane. If you look at our community page in the shorts that we put up, there's just people everywhere. It's ridiculous for a 2-year-old game to have this many people here.
Yeah. I posted I posted a picture on the Facebook too, just of the size of the room that they were hosting the event, and it was just crazy. It's just people everywhere. The room was packed. It's really cool. It was really, really cool. So, great experience.
For me personally, in the pre-release event, I ended up going 5-1. I lost in round 6 to the mirror. I played against Runeblade. Then I went Guardian, Runeblade, Guardian, something like that.
Yeah.
The 6th, I went 3-3. Three Guardians, 3 Runeblades. Runeblades were very popular in the room. Never saw Lexi. Did you face it?
In 6 rounds I played 1 Lexi.
1 Lexi. So in 12 rounds we only saw just the
single Lexi.
Just a single Lexi.
Yeah. Which I think was a product of the fact that, like, when you pulled the sealed pulls, the arrows would be good. The problem was the other 2 had the ability, right? Like, when you look at Runeblade, she has an opportunity to go wide and really push out some damage that way and deals a ton of arcane. And then you look at what Oldham's able to do, and he just, really puts some pressure.
Right. So I played Oldham. I ran a 42 card deck. I had a fatigue strategy that I was going to try right off the bat. I just wanted to run through some of the cards that I think are going to be really good and sealed coming up that won me a lot of games or just did a lot of good work, because there is a lot of good cards in this set. I didn't pull very good. I pulled 1 Majestic, only 2 pieces of equipment, which were Deep Blue and Cracker Jacks.
Yeah.
So I only had 2 pieces of equipment. I did get his shield, which is just a 1 block, 1-time use. One of the
Cracker Jacks right here. If you're going to a pre-release, this card with Thump and Guardian is nuts as like a finisher. You just save this bad boy until you see your Thump late, and it's just dominate. Turns your Thump into a dominate, which is pretty crazy.
So I'm just pulling the cards that I think are going to be a huge part in sealed. The first one, and these are mostly commons. The commons in this set are absolutely bananas.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is Earthlore Surge. Red Pitch is a 2-cost. Next attack action, you play this turn is +5, go again. So you're going to buff 5 on your huge Guardian attacks. I had a lot of 12 to 13 attacks. I think I got one off in every single game with this. And then I blocked heavy and just got the lead with it. The nice thing is it's just attack action cards. This one is really good. This is Icequake. If you arsenal this, you can +3 your hammer and swing your hammer for 7, which I did on several occasions. And it's your next attack this turn is +3. And when it hits, they get a Frostbite token. So you're getting 3 cards, or you're really messing up their next turn.
Yep.
Amazing sealed card. This is, I think, going to be in constructed decks, sideboard or something. It's called Winter's Bite. Target hero. It's a free action. They have to discard a card or pay the price. So you're going to get cards out of their hand. Mm-hmm. And then the last 2 that really did work for me were Entwine Ice. I had enough Earth cards. Nope, it's not Entwine Ice. Entwine Earth. I had enough Earth cards where I could buff this. So it would be a 7 for 2 if you had 3 cards in your hand. Because it's only a 2 pitch. So if you had an Earth, or you put this, if you arsenal this, 2 pitch with an Earth card, and you're hitting for 7.
Yep.
Huge. And then lastly, after you fuse that, I got this off twice on turn 1 of the game, or turn 0, and it's Rejuvenate. It was gain 2 health. Yep. So if you fuse, it's an instant, and it costs 1, which is not as hard as I thought it would be to get fuses off in sealed.
Yeah. The fuses was kind of an interesting mechanic, because you'd assume that in sealed would be the worst version of it, but I don't even think that it was. If this is the worst version of it, then I think we're going to be fine fusing. I think some of it is interesting because we've almost learned through like the Bolton meta and how Bolton manipulates his charge and how he has to play those cards, that I don't think it's as bad as we thought, right? Like at first when people were playing Bolton, it felt like people were having a hard time charging or playing big hands.
Right.
And people got acclimated to it. I think the same is going to be true of the fuse. It's going to take a little while to get used to. You're going to have to really tailor your deck to your strategy, but like, it does feel like totally doable, totally reasonable.
The Earth and Guardian is just going to be huge attacks, but I think you need to sprinkle ice in, because the on-hit effects of ice. Sorry, I'm burping up Bloody Mary and tacos. The on-hit effects with the ice, in some of them you don't even need to be fused, like Frost Fang, the Wolf. I mean, 2 for 5. If it hits, they discard or pay 2. In sealed, you're getting 2 cards.
Yeah. Yep.
Or you're getting 1 and pushing through damage because they didn't block.
Yeah.
So this is an amazing sealed set. They said it was going to be. Mm-hmm. I loved it. I mean, I pretty much was going to go Oldham. The cards allowed me to do it, but and like I said, I only got 1 Majestic and went 5-1 and lost my last match, and we were at 1-1 life for 4 rounds. So I like this set. It's going to be a really, really fun set. I can't see what Nick is saying. What are you saying, Nick? I wish he was at the calling. Yeah, you wanted to get Oldham, Nick. That's right. Yeah, a lot of fun. Anybody have any questions? Otherwise, we'll probably recap tomorrow night afterwards.
Yeah.
They're not really allowing other people to live stream within the convention.
Yeah, they're kind of finicky about the live streams in the convention center, which is why we've been trying to do like shorts and post pictures and stuff like that when we could, because it's a little bit challenging to do that. So we'll do what we can. We'll keep posting stuff. We'll post some updates on how things are going, and if we see, like, if they post, top whatever, things like that, if we see any of that information, like where the seatings are, who's at what tables and stuff like that, we'll happily put that kind of stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, like, our tables, but I will say it was really weird to jump around on the tables. What are they saying?
How many players signed up for the main event?
We don't know.
Yeah.
So there's 540 table spots, which would make 1,080, right?
Yeah.
So 1,080 or less. How many people did you talk to who weren't going to play tomorrow? I had 0. Everybody was playing tomorrow.
Yeah, I talked to one guy who said he wasn't going to play tomorrow. He said he's new to the game, but he's close by, so he wanted to come. So I think that's interesting.
Will Frostbite token screw over Dash? Yes, they will.
Frostbite is going to be definitely a mechanic that's going to break things up. I think the bigger concern for Dash is going to be if Guardians just run the shield. Like I think Guardians are going to just side the shield, because they just that can kind of dismantle.
There's that, and then what is it? The Blizzard card, the instant that takes away Go Again.
Oh my god, that card's nuts. Yeah.
So this meta that just from what I saw today in 6 rounds, and obviously we're just going against the new heroes, and people are loving the Rune Blade just because the arcane damage they push through, but if you block them heavy and just push back 1-2 huge Guardian swings, they have to have a really, really good pool, I think, to beat Guardian.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 times I think I got down to 3 life, but otherwise I think they're stronger.
Did Lucky Gaming fight anyone? No, he was here.
We saw him. We saw him.
Yeah.
Somebody said that they want him to sign a head jab card, which I thought was pretty funny.
that would be it right there. Like that's the ultimate subtle troll.
How do you all finish? I finished 5-1, Chris.
Yeah.
I lost in the last one. We got to 1-1, and he finished me. It was a mirror. So I got to play Zach from Team Covenant in a mirror match, and when we sat down, I think it was round 4, I'm like, you ready for a mirror? He's like, what do you mean? How do you know a mirror? I'm like, I know what you play. You play Guardian. We're going to have a mirror match. We did.
Yeah.
Super close game again. And I fatigued. I ran 42 cards on a fatigue. I basically took what Session Bloods said to do with Viscerai on the Arcane seals.
Yeah.
Yep. And I did it with Guardian.
Yeah.
So it's a good strategy, I think. Obviously, it's the first time people will figure out different stuff, but I just think fatigue strategy in sealed is good, especially when you got cards like Mulch hitting for 7 or 8 that are 4 cost, and you Earth or Surge them, and now you're huge attacks.
Yeah, I went with Rune Blade and I went 3/3. The thing I found was definitely that it's going to take some time. That feels like a deck that once you play it in Constructed, you have a better feel of the actual deck construction. It'll be easier to build it in Sealed. There were a lot of cards that I put in that I was like, I think this might be good, but then I was just,
Can you pull it up? So I can't.
Yeah, I know.
We can't see that far. Computers.
My lap
on the other side with the camera.
But then my phone keeps telling me like, in my comments
your comments are
I don't
off.
know what's going on. What are you guys saying in the comments that's got you restricted? We're just leaning forward like idiots.
There's hope. Some of us
CC folks go to Orlando.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. You're making me want to play Oldheim rather than Briar in the pre-release next week. Thank you, folks, right there.
Oops, sorry. Coming back.
I mean, Briar's super interesting because she's fun, but I think her mechanics. I was telling Jason we were sitting down, grabbing something to eat afterwards, and we were talking about the experience and things. And I think one of the interesting things about Briar is like she's really good if you get on top of people because the arcane damage really stacks up in a hurry. The issue is if you get behind it all, you can get like really behind, and you need multiple cards to really do anything. So that was rough.
I mean, I'm gonna go to 3 pre-releases next weekend, and I mean, I'll probably play Guardian. I'm gonna tell you this: if you plan on playing Briar next week, you gotta read the cards now.
Yes.
Because the first 2 matches against Briar took longer than the last matches because by then everybody knew what their cards did. Mm-hmm. But nobody knew what the cards did, and they're very specific, and there's fusing, and there's a lot of stuff going on in her deck that you need to know what those cards are to sequence them. So after I built my deck, I read every single card and tried to find one broken combo, which was Earthlore Surge into Mulch for 13, and that was my try to be finisher, and it ended up not being a finisher. It was a mid-game play where I would block, swing my hammer, or do little attacks, and then take damage down to 12, 13, and then swing 12. Mm. And it worked well.
Yeah. I thought the most interesting thing was like some of the Runeblade cards, like realizing in Sealed how crazy some of the Runeblade cards are that deal like 2 and 3 arcane just consistently. A couple of the games that I had where I felt like I was ahead like were ones where I was able to just continuously swing my sword, which was pretty scary and kind of nuts, honestly. Like the sword swinging for 2 arcane and then 2 on just like your base generic sword.
Kale, imagine Guardian today and only going 5-1. How is it? I will say this. I'm gonna say this, Kale. I went to Star Wars Destiny Worlds Blake was there. Our group was there. It was in Minnesota. We had 500 people. I thought it was insane. This is over double that.
Yeah.
It's if you saw the size of the convention center, it is just for us to walk around the side of the building takes like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It's that big, and it goes forever. And this is just one room, and it's massive. There's vendors in there selling cards, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I was able to trade a Crater Fist to get a shiny Crater Fist because I needed a shiny Crater Fist.
Yeah, I got my shiny Crater Fist.
Yeah, you have to have a shiny Crater Fist. So it was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
This scale is unbelievable. And we saw the callings when you guys were having them in New Zealand, Kale, and jealous that you were getting 165, 200 people. And then we walk into this thing and there's 500 tables.
Yeah.
This game is only 2 years old.
Yep. There
There's games that have been out forever by much bigger companies with much bigger marketing dollars that are not having this. It's insane. It's astronomical. It really is unfortunate that you're not here and people from New Zealand are here and people from Australia and Europe, because if there was, this is probably a 1,500 person event, if not 2,000.
Darren, I didn't see any extended art. Did you see any extended art? I don't know if extended art might not be a thing in this set.
Not one. I did see a guy almost cry when he opened a Fable, a table across from me.
That's fair.
That we read, and everybody was immediately confused because what the hell does arrive and leaving at sunset and saddling up your horse, and ride a cowboy? I don't know.
Yeah, Chris, there were some cosplaying heroes today. There was a Bravo, a Dash, a Guardian, or was it? It was Dash, Prism, Dorinthia, and Bravo. I
Yes,
think we're all cosplaying.
Yeah, characters there that were walking around taking pictures with us.
Someone was cosplaying as the professor. It might have been the actual professor.
I saw the actual professor. I don't watch him, but I watched some of his videos. It seems like super guy. I didn't go up and talk to him at all. We didn't see Rudy, which was disappointing.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to see Rudy. We finally got to meet Bronson in person and Rob in person.
Twittering dropouts.
Yeah, Twittering dropouts. So yeah, it would have been even better if Kale and Jordan and Nick and Matt and all those guys from New Zealand were over here doing it as well. Yeah, it is confusing as Katsu is gonna get. Somebody will figure it out. So
yeah,
hot take: Katsu is gonna get absolutely wrecked in this meta. There is so many ways to disrupt what he wants to do. I don't know how he is going to do well. I'm sure somebody will figure it out and adjust that deck. But going wide is probably not. It's gonna have to go tall, isn't it?
Yeah, the tall is tough too. So it'll be interesting because I think the frostbite it'll depend too on how the meta evolves. If frost and ice if ice is like a mechanic or a style becomes popular, I think we're gonna see some pretty significant changes in how decks are gonna have to be built.
Right.
So
I mean, this is only the first one, and the event run was a little so we started at 1 for a 6-round 30 minutes a piece sealed tournament, and we got done at 7:38.
Yeah,
so it took a long time, but you also have to remember they got to tabulate scores, and they had, I want to say, 4 guys and gals running, just inputting who won through app, through paper, whatever they could do to get everything updated as quick as possible. So it's, from a logistics point of view, it's a huge tournament to run. I mean, 900 people.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see tomorrow too, because they did have some stuff going on with side events there where stuff was happening and things like that. But it's interesting because when you look at the side events and stuff, those are all run separately. So I don't know. I'm curious what they'll be doing with that. So yeah, the interesting thing about the Fable, everyone's talking about that, is the whole PvE thing. If it's going to be
player versus environment,
player versus environment, which will be interesting if that becomes a thing. I know they've mentioned it and they've talked about it, but it'll definitely be interesting to see if that's actually something that we see soon. So,
but yeah. So final thoughts. Super amazing event. Me and Blake both got our second foil version of that. I mean, the fact that there's vendors here charging a reasonable price for all the cards is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a shout out to Cody. We were playing some test games, and I was like, I gotta go see if they have foil seismic surge because we both need them. And we actually, it was funny because Cody came back and he's like, yeah, they had this foil seismic surge. They're like 3 for $1. So Cody hooked us up. So we gotta appreciate that.
But it's pretty cool. Nobody, no fist fights. Nobody got threatened to get punched. I will say, I never had a judge call in my 6 games.
No.
But they're the first, I want to say the first 45 seconds of round 1.
Yeah.
I also just like, Judge, like judges everywhere. I'm like, what is happening?
I think one of the funniest parts was watching everybody like, and maybe this is just a thing where like, I'm not like that, but typically if I call a judge, I'll like lean back and put my hand up, be like, "Could a judge?" Just like raise my hand. And there were some really like aggressive judge calls. People were like, "Judge!" and like screaming it really loud and like hand in the air. Just like
they were running around. They were legitimately running back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had no issues from my point of view. Everybody I played was awesome. Only one person went for a token, and they lost. They did not, no token. I did not have to give out a token today. So, did you have to give one out?
I didn't give a token out. No,
Yeah.
I went 3-3, but everybody I lost to, jokes on them, they didn't ask for a token.
Yeah.
And the one guy who did ask for a token, I beat him. So
Yeah. I got asked for once. I had a couple other people come up hoping they get to see me for tokens. So does that mean that they think I suck? And they,
apparently, I
Yeah.
had one guy who was asking about the tokens. So I'm like,
So this set, in my opinion, is going to be really good. From a sealed perspective, amazing good. How will it be when we get to constructed? I have no idea. These are going to be really hard decks. There's a lot of cards to put in, and I don't know how that's going to go.
well, it's not meant to be aggressive. The MTG judges actually see we're a very calm game.
You know what I mean, Blake? We're very calm people.
We're very calm people.
Not aggressive.
We
We don't
always,
yell.
yeah, I don't understand when people are.
I should address something. No, I'm not going to address that. The attacks and the comments.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Dane took care of it. Dane did the clerical work on that.
Yeah, Dane took care of the clerical work while we were in Vegas.
Yeah.
Drinking and playing games. So.
Other than that, we're gonna try to come on tomorrow, same time. We'll do shorts and community updates. We're not gonna flood the Facebook page, just because everybody else is flooding it. So we're just gonna keep it on our channel with updates. If we see what table we're at, that'll give you a good idea of how good we are. If I'm doing horse shit, you're probably not gonna get a snapshot of what table I'm on. So.
Yeah. If we get into the triple digits, we probably won't be super eager to post about it. But.
I started out today, I think at 228, and I think the highest I got to was at the end there, table 8. But yeah, I started at 228. Just you work those tables down, trying to get a better and better number. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, to be at table 228 was insane, because you think about like when we start at our RTNs and our locals, and you're at like table 6, and you're like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, be at table 200 plus. It's disgusting.
I was dying laughing at Adam today, because Adam, during sealed at one point, he was on like table 5, and he cracked me up because he's like, that's probably the highest I'm going to be in this event. And I'm like, I don't know, man. You're doing good. Like, you could still get back up to those tables. He goes, no. I just mean like I'll probably never sit at table 5 or higher. Like the rest of the time I'm in Las Vegas.
Other than that,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna cut it and try to get some sleep, because we're running on fumes here.
Yeah, we've been up for like short of
Almost 24. We're getting there.
We're creeping close to 24. So thanks guys for coming and chatting with us. So we'll be back on. Termamel, thank you for the clear. We definitely weren't like taking it as that.
We just thought it was funny.
We just thought it was funny. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
having fun. We appreciate the context always, obviously. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, and as always, thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us. So peace from Vegas.